Hi guys, Sam from Walkgate Studios here. Today I am going to mess around with some paints because I don't know how it's going to go, and could be a massive cock up, or it could be something I learn and it's not too bad. So we're going to see how it goes. I painted this up. This is an old armor cast, I think it's called a Gob Smasher, from about 1992. I know that because it says it on the back. Armorcast used to actually put the Games Workshop logo or the little copyright thing on the back there and put the date. So I painted this up and it's okay. I'm quite happy with it. It looks good. Weathered it. Got some dirt on the tracks or on the wheels and stuff. Did a little bit of weathering on the gun and got it all looking good. I even put some decals on, but the red has come out a little bit darker than what I wanted it to. So the original sort of color that I wanted was this, which is Mephiston red, which is kind of my Evil Sun's red color, and it's actually come out closer to that, which is the corn red. And it may well have been because I put the streaking grime weathering on it and it did its thing, or it just may be that I didn't layer it up enough with the Mephiston red, and I actually, these two are my normal colours for my Evil Suns, which is the Mephiston red and the Evil Sun Scarlet, and what I've got is really far away from what I wanted it to be like. So what I'm actually going to do today is actually work with some airbrush glazes, very gentle glazes, to try and bring this red up to the colour that I want. So the little nubs on this tank are actually Evil Sun Scarlet, so you can kind of see the difference between it wet and in a bottle, and then the colour it actually dries, which is a little bit darker, which isn't still too bad. But the Mephiston that I actually sprayed on here onto the black, I gave this a couple of coats, but it's still very, very dark compared to what it should be, which is this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to very gently make up some glaze to go through the airbrush, and then give this a gentle, very, very intricate airbrush in the areas, just to try and brighten that red up across the model, and try and bring it out a little bit. I know it's going to take some of the streaking grime away, and if I need to I can put a lighter coat of that on there, but I really wanted to try and get this colour on this model back up to the level that I want it to be at to match with the rest of my army. So here goes. For me to make glazes, it's purely going to be a mix of my original colour, which is Mephiston red, and some Lamia medium, which is this stuff that you can get from Games Workshop, from Citadel. It's any, Dana and Rowney do it, a lot of the other art companies do it. It's just basically a matte medium that you can break down your colour with, and kind of give it a little bit of a glaze. So I'm going to get the airbrush booted up, and we're gonna put, and the mixture that I put for glazes is I kind of do a 2 or 3 tenths of the colour. So I do like 1, 2, 3 drops of red, and then in there, so three drops of red, and then I'm going to put like 7 or 8 drops of Lamia medium in there to kind of make it. And you want to layer this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's try that to start with, maybe some more, just a couple more, and then I'm going to mix it up. You've probably seen me do this beforehand, mixing things in the pot. Once you've actually put it in there, put your finger on the end of the airbrush and just gently mix it up in there so that everything is there. Now what I want to do before I go and ruin the model that I painted with this, if it's too thick, I am going to just gently spray this onto a model, onto a bit of paper. See, for me, that's a little bit too thick still, so I'm actually going to put a little bit more Lamy and medium in this to get it closer to kind of a semi-translucent finish, so that it can go on. I'm still going to get all of the details, but it's just going to start changing that colour a little bit. So let me try and get it. Okay. If you're in any question, just give it a little bit of a on your fingernail, just to see exactly how much you got. All right, I'm gonna try and put this on now, and I'm gonna be super detailed. Being nice and gentle with this. You can start seeing it gently changing colour. So as far as this goes, I'm kind of happy with the way that it's going so far. But I've got to be exact because I've got all the decals that I've got on here as well. So I'm not sure exactly how much of this is kind of like a glaze. It's more of a kind of gentle colour top up, shall we say, when doing this. Just to bring it back to the colour that I wanted for my and it's just changing it from a muted kind of red to a bit more of a vibrant red to just match with the rest of my army. And that can happen sometimes if if you're not using the exact recipe, but you can kind of see that I'm airbrushing in kind of circular motions to get the coverage, just because I don't want it to go, oh, that's a little bit too hard. So if you ever get like something like that where it's gone in really hard, airbrushing is really good for the fact you can just dab it with a little bit of paper, take off what you've just airbrushed because it's super thin, and then give it a quick dry by just not decreasing and not pulling back on the trigger, and then just being a little bit gentle and going through. There we go. So you can kind of see it's becoming a little bit more vibrant, which is what I wanted with this to start with. So we're getting there. It's getting a little bit closer to the colour that I wanted. Okay, so just to give you an idea of the start and stop, this is the one that I've just given that little top up of watered down red to, and this is the original color. So I'm going to do exactly the same to this one now as I've just done to this one. So you can kind of see, I'm going to try and bring it up. I might have to go over the decal because this decal is a little bit pink now, but you can kind of see the difference between this one being a little bit more bold and red and this one being a little bit muted. So I'm going to do this one exactly the same thing now. And if anybody's wondering about my airbrush setup, it's probably the most simplest airbrush setup you can get. At the moment, I have got a central pneumatic airbrush compressor from Harbour Freight, and it's perfect for what I need it for. And again, all of this control over the nozzle and everything else, it's just practice. You'll get there. You'll get there eventually. It's taken me years. And just top it up with a little bit more red. Try all this off and see if these guys match. And it's just a little top-up colour change that once you've done all your weathering, and I'm drying this off on, again I use this as a little dryer while I'm spraying as well, but it just brings that colour out a little bit more and makes it pop a little bit, which is what I like with orcs. This whole being muted and everything else may look a little bit more realistic, but it's sci-fi, and my orcs are quite bright, my red orcs. So yeah, I'm happy with this. This looks good. Hope this has been educational for people that are a little bit miffed when they do some weathering and the colours don't come out correct. But these two have been super fun to paint, and yeah, I'll keep cracking on, and the colour's a little bit more to my liking now. So thanks for watching, appreciate it, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers.